Hello, dear listener. Let yourself settle into a comfortable position now. Feel the weight of your body gently sinking into your bed or chair. Notice your breathing, slow and steady. Each inhale fills you with peace. Each exhale lets go of any tension. Imagine a soft blanket of calmness wrapping around your shoulders. A gentle hush falling over your thoughts. Like the quiet of an ancient forest at dusk. Feel a cool breeze drift across your face, carrying with it the scent of moss and old stone. Hear the faint rustle of leaves outside a castle wall and the distant call of a nightingale. With every breath, you drift deeper into a serene space, safe, cozy, and ready for rest. Tonight, our story begins with a whisper that dances through shadow corridors, a tale carried by candlelight and the soft, sweet notes of a harp. Our story sets sail at a castle perched upon a misty hilltop where pale moonlight spills over towering battlements, and ivy creeps across stone walls like emerald lace. In this castle, beneath the clinking of goblets and the murmurs of noble guests, a traveling minstrel named Edrin arrives at the great hall. He carries an old lute slung over his shoulder, its polish with catching the flicker of torchlight. The minstrel's eyes sparkle with secrets as he bows low to the lord of the castle. He's been here before many times, yet tonight he comes not only to entertain, but to slip unseen through hidden doors carved into the castle's heart. Long ago, stonemasons crafted these secret tunnels, narrow and twisting, with cold walls that drink up every sound. They were built as escape routes for lords and ladies during sieges. But sometimes they became passageways for whispered meetings, where alliances were formed and destinies changed. Listen now. Can you hear the quiet hum of Edrin's harp strings as he tests them in the shadows? A soft melody echoes along the ancient stones, each note like a drop of silver falling into a deep, moonlit well. Imagine the gentle glow of candles flickering in wall sconces, casting warm halos of light that sway with every draft. Their flames whisper with each shift of the wind, as if the castle itself breathes softly while you rest. The night outside is hushed and velvety dark. A tapestry of stars hangs over the castle towers, each one a tiny lantern suspended in the sky. A crescent moon peeks through drifting clouds, spilling light into the castle's courtyard. Inside, the minstrel's boots tread quietly upon worn flagstones, their soft scuff the only sound in a corridor lined with faded tapestries. Scenes of battles, banquets, and faraway lands. He pauses before an arched doorway hidden behind a heavy curtain. With a slow, careful pull, he reveals a narrow spiral stair descending into shadows. Cool air rises from below, carrying the scent of damp stone and ancient secrets. Edrin's lantern glows with a sleepy orange light as he steps down, and each creak of the stairs invites you deeper into the story, deeper into your own cozy dreams. Far below the great hall, the secret passage winds like a serpent beneath the castle. Its walls glisten with moisture, and faint echoes of the minstrel's song drift like fireflies ahead of him. As Edrin walks, his harp cradled in his arms, he hums a lullaby older than the castle itself, a tune said to call friendly spirits of the fortress to watch over travelers. His voice is low and smooth, like the hush of midnight rain against a window pane. Now, picture tiny motes of dust floating in his lantern's beam, spinning and drifting as if time itself has slowed to a gentle sway. Through these tunnels, nobles once carried secret letters, sealed with wax stamped by rings of great power. It said that a message passed through these walls once ended a bitter feud, and began a peace that lasted a generation. Edrin knows these stories, and he weaves them into his song as he walks, singing of knights who rode beneath banners sewn with golden thread, of queens who waited in high towers for news from the battlefield, of children who played in castle courtyards under the watchful eyes of guardians sworn to protect them. The soft pluck of harp strings grows more distant now, as if you're floating a few steps behind the minstrel, watching the edges of his lantern's light bob gently in the darkness. Feel the chill of the stone walls brushing your fingertips, the cool air wrapping you like a cloak, yet leaving you warm and safe within the story. Above, in the great hall, torches hiss and crackle with a comforting sound, their flames dancing to a music only they can hear. The scent of roasted chestnuts and sweet wine lingers in the air, mixing with the faint perfume of lavender hung in dried bundles near the hearth. Can you sense the warmth of the fire, even far below in the hidden passage? Its glow reaches down in memory and dream, a promise that when the journey ends, a cozy bed awaits in a tower chamber filled with soft blankets and the hush of dawn. Edrin reaches a heavy wooden door at the end of the corridor. He slides a slender key from his pocket, its handle shaped like a curled dragon tail, a gift from a grateful lord years before. The lock turns with a muted click, and the door swings open to reveal a small, secret room. Inside, a single candle flickers atop an old oak table. Maps and scrolls are stacked beside a plate of fresh bread and cheese, left by someone who knew the minstrel would come tonight. He sits and begins to play, his music flowing like water over smooth stones. The notes spiral up through hidden vents, carrying soft, soothing melodies to distant chambers of the castle. And as the song drifts through the halls, it calms restless hearts and quiets worried minds. The castle seems to sigh with relief, settling into a night of peaceful dreams. Outside the castle walls, a gentle breeze stirs the treetops of the moonlit forest, sending ripples of silver light across the canopy. Crickets sing their lullaby, their chorus weaving with the distant strains of Edrin's harp, as if the entire night has become a single, soothing song. The minstrel closes his eyes, fingers dancing lightly over the harp strings, each note blooming like a soft star in the hush of the secret chamber. He plays of rivers that shimmer under dawn skies, of meadows where wildflowers bow to the morning sun, of travelers who find their way home by the light of a single, steadfast lantern. Above him, tucked in cozy beds behind heavy wooden doors, children drift to sleep listening to echoes of the harp, carried through warm stone walls. Their dreams fill with nights on midnight rides, with gentle horses whose hooves whisper through dew-soaked grass. Can you hear the sigh of the castle settling, the soft groan of timber beams easing into the night's embrace? Each creak is a tender reminder that even these old stones rest, their ancient memories wrapped in silence until morning. Edrin's song tells of a custom long forgotten by most, how some medieval castles held listening holes carved into their walls, tiny hidden openings where sentinels could eavesdrop, or lovers could exchange quiet words that carried through the darkness like feathers on the wind. Imagine now the minstrel's voice flowing into these secret channels, filling the castle's labyrinth of stone with the gentle promise that all is well, that night is kind, that sleep is a safe harbor where worries cannot follow. With every measure, his harp's lullaby grows softer, notes lingering like mist over a still lake. They drift into the castle kitchens, where the embers of the hearth glow softly among pots and ladles, the warm scent of herbs and fresh bread lingering in the air. The music winds its way to the stables, where horses shift quietly in their stalls, tails swishing in slow arcs, ears flicking at the comfort of the familiar melody. Even the guards pacing the battlements pause, their armor gleaming beneath the moon, as the notes curl around them like a comforting shawl. Their eyes grow softer, their hearts lighter, knowing that the night watches over them, and that dawn will bring the colors of a new day. Deep beneath the castle, in the tunnel's silence, the minstrel's lantern flickers, casting dancing shadows upon the low, arched ceiling. Edrin's voice is low and steady, each word of his song painting images of emerald forests, of distant mountains touched by morning light, of oceans that sleep beneath starlit skies. With each verse, your own breath becomes slower, your body heavier with warmth and ease. A sense of safety wraps around you, like a soft quilt of melodies and moonbeams. He sings of ancient bards who travel from village to village, their stories carried on the backs of horses or in simple leather satchels. How they were welcomed with bread, wine, and the promise of shelter, for their songs were more precious than gold in a time before books. He tells of a curious invention. In some medieval keeps, musicians used portative organs, tiny, portable pipe organs strapped to their shoulders, pumping bellows with one hand while playing keys with the other. a sight that brought wonder and joy to every hall they entered. As the notes of his harp flow onward, Edrin imagines he can hear the laughter of long-ago feasts, the gentle conversations in gardens at twilight, the soft good nights murmured beneath candlelight. He sings of hidden courtyards where moonflowers bloom only at midnight, their pale petals opening to the stars, and how maidens once wove crowns from these blossoms, to wish for sweet dreams and safe returns. Feel the quiet wonder of the night unfurling around you, the cool, calming breath of the earth, the steady heartbeat of the castle stone beneath your resting body. In the secret chamber, Edrin's eyelids grow heavy, but his fingers never falter, weaving the final notes of a lullaby older than memory itself. His song promises that the worries of the day can wait, that morning will bring new light to old shadows, and that tonight you are safe, cherished, and free to dream. As he finishes the last chord, the minstrel gently sets his harp aside, letting silence settle like soft snow. He leans back against the smooth, cool wall, breathing in the deep peace of the hidden room. Above him, the castle sighs with contentment. Below, the tunnels curl into the earth like ancient roots, holding the secrets of countless nights. The moon drifts higher, stars shimmer, and the castle slumbers just as you do now, wrapped in the warmth of the minstrel's music, lulled by the hush of stone and the silver promise of morning. And so, the hush of the castle grows deeper still, as even the owls in the distant forest grow quiet, their wings gliding soundlessly among the shadow branches. The moat reflects the crescent moon, its surface smooth and glassy, undisturbed by even the gentlest breeze. Edrin sits in the secret chamber, listening to the echoes of his own song, fading into silence. He feels the weight of the night pressing softly around him, like a velvet cloak, warm and protective. In the hush, he remembers old tales passed from bard to bard, how some medieval castles were said to have whispering walls, curve in just the right way that a voice on one end could carry clear as a bell to someone waiting far away. It was a marvel of stonework that astonished guests, and tonight, Edrin imagines his lullaby slipping through those very walls, reaching every sleepy soul tucked in their beds. Outside, the stars will slowly across the sky, marking the hours in their silent dance. A meteor streaks across the darkness, its trail a brief brush of silver against the midnight blue, a reminder that even the heavens are alive with wonder. The minstrel hums softly, his voice low as a sigh, the words of his lullaby now for himself alone, of dawns yet to come, of roads yet to walk, of stories waiting to be born with the first morning light. He pictures the castle in daylight, sunbeams streaming through stained glass windows, children laughing in the courtyard, sparrows darting through open gates. But for now, all lies still, wrapped in the gentle quiet of night. The hidden passage around him feels ancient and wise, its stones worn smooth by generations of careful feet. Each ripple in the walls tells a story. Each crack holds a secret. Each cool draft carries the breath of centuries. Edrin lets his mind drift like a feather on the breeze, imagining what it must have been like for a young squire sneaking to meet his beloved here, or a steward hurrying with news of peace or war. He pictures lantern light reflecting in wide, wondering eyes, whispered words exchanged beneath arched ceilings, and the shared hush of those who carried hope through the shadows. Now, the minstrel stands and moves quietly to the narrow stairs, each footstep soft as a lullaby. He climbs slowly, feeling the old stone warm beneath his hands where torchlight still lingers. Above, the great hall lies empty and calm. Tables are cleared, goblets washed, and only the hearth remains aglow, embers pulsing with a soft, steady light like a heartbeat at rest. He crosses the hall, boots padding over rushes strewn on the floor, a medieval custom to keep cold drafts at bay and sweeten the air, with herbs like lavender, rosemary, and chamomile. Even now, the faint fragrance drifts upward, calming, soothing, timeless. At the far end of the hall, Edrin stops to gaze at a tall window, framed in heavy stone, its glass panes dark and glistening. He watches the moonlight pour across the flagstones, silvering the edges of chairs and tapestries. turning the hall into a quiet sea of dreams. The castle's silence is so complete that the soft drip of water in the courtyard fountain rings clear as a bell, each droplet a tiny note in the night symphony. He crosses the hall to a small alcove where a loyal hound slumbers, curled in a ball on a woven mat. The dog's breathing is slow and steady, a warm presence in the hush of the castle. Edrin kneels and scratches the dog's ears, whispering thanks for its company. Its simple trust a balm against the long hours of night. Then he rises and moves to the main staircase, climbing slowly to the upper floors where guest chambers lie behind thick oak doors. He passes portraits of stern knights and gentle ladies, their faces painted with quiet dignity, eyes seeming to follow him with silent promise that this castle, this night, holds him safe. The minstrel reaches his chamber and pushes open the heavy door. Inside, a fire burns low on the hearth, casting a soft orange glow across a canopied bed, piled high with quilts and feather-stuffed pillows. A single candle flickers on the bedside table, its light a tiny, steady star in the darkness. Edrin sets down his harp, sits on the edge of the bed, and lets out a long, contented breath. He slips off his boots, feeling the softness of the thick wool rug beneath his tired feet. He thinks of all who came before him in this room, minstrels, knights, travelers of every kind, each finding peace here after long days and longer nights. He climbs into the bed, pulls the covers up to his chin, and listens to the soft crackle of the fire, the quiet sighs of the sleeping castle, the distant, fading echoes of his own song. His eyelids grow heavy, and in his final waking thoughts, he offers a silent wish that every soul under this roof finds sweet dreams, that the castle stands strong through every storm, and that morning brings a dawn golden with hope. And so the minstrel drifts to sleep, wrapped in the castle's hush, guarded by the silver watch of the moon, lulled by the timeless peace of ancient stone. As the minstrel's breathing deepens, a gentle hush settles over the entire castle, a silence so complete it seems the stone itself is dreaming. Outside, the forest canopy sways softly in the night breeze, leaves whispering lullabies older than memory. Fireflies dance over the castle moat, their tiny lights winking like stars that have come to rest upon the earth. The towers stand tall, watchful sentinels outlined in moonlight, their flags drifting lazily in the night air. Each flag tells a story of ancient battles, of oaths sworn by torchlight, of quiet victories and quiet losses alike. High in the tallest tower, an owl perches on a carved stone gargoyle, its feathers fluffed against a cool night, its eyes blinking slow and serene. It listens to the steady heartbeat of the sleeping castle below, its gaze sweeping the moonlit fields beyond the walls. In the hidden chambers and winding stairwells, the air grows stiller with each passing hour, as if the castle itself breathes in perfect time with the resting souls inside. In the kitchens, embers glow faintly beneath the iron grates, casting a soft, reddish light on baskets of onions, garlic, and fresh herbs. The aroma of the evening's feast lingers, a comforting scent that drifts slowly through corridors, reminding even the last drowsy servant of warmth, hearth, and home. Near the courtyard, a fountain murmurs to itself, water spilling over smooth marble in an endless, gentle loop, a soothing melody that blends with the night silence. This fountain was carved generations ago by a stonemason who believed that flowing water could carry wishes to the stars. And so villagers and nobles alike would toss coins into the dark, rippling pool and whisper their secret hopes. Tonight, those coins lie resting beneath the silver-lit surface, each one a small promise shimmering in the quiet. In the stable, horses shift softly in their sleep, tails flicking with dreams of wide meadows and warm sunshine. Their breath rises in gentle clouds, the soft scent of hay and old wood calming them into deeper rest. The stable cats curl on bales of straw, purring softly, tiny hearts beating in a rhythm that matches the hush of the night. Far below, in the castle's cool wine cellars, barrels slumber too, their oak sides exhaling a faint, sweet perfume of aging mead and fine vintage. These cellars hold memories of grand feasts and quiet toasts, echoes of laughter and song drifting among the racks of bottles. Every stone, every timber, every tapestry seems to hum with the same quiet melody. Edrin played in the secret passage, a lullaby that flows not only through the air, but through the walls themselves. Above, the stars continue their slow, stately arc, moving inch by inch toward dawn. The night grows cooler, but the castle's thick walls hold in the day's warmth, creating a cocoon of safety and peace. Soft clouds drift across the moon, casting delicate shadows that slide over rooftops and battlements, changing the light with each passing moment, like the turning pages of a gentle, ancient book. Inside, candles burn low in iron sconces, their flames shrinking to tiny pinpricks of light that sway with every faint breath of air. Each flicker casts long, soft shadows that stretch and curl, weaving a tapestry of light and dark across stone floors and timber beams. In guest rooms, travelers sleep soundly, faces relaxed, dreams filled with the comforting echoes of a minstrel's song. Some dream of cool forest glades, where deer step softly through emerald ferns. Some dream of grand tournaments, bright banners snapping in the breeze, as knights tilt with shining lances beneath the gaze of cheering crowds. Others dream simply of warm bread, of gentle mornings with bird song at the window, of hands held across a table, as the sun spills its first light into the world. In the castle library, the fire in the hearth has burned to glowing coals, casting a dim, amber light across shelves of leather-bound tomes. The scent of old parchment hangs in the air, a perfume of wisdom and stories waiting to be told. A single mouse scurries across a wooden table, pausing at the edge of an open book, before disappearing into shadows. Its tiny paws silent on the cold stone floor. In the stillness, even time itself seems to slow, each moment stretching into a soft eternity, where nothing rushes, where every breath is deep and easy. And as Edrin sleeps, his dreams weave together with the dreams of the castle, a tapestry of stories that reach backward and forward through time, threads of hope, peace, and quiet courage, binding every sleeper to one another. The moon hovers low on the horizon, painting the edge of the world with silver light, promising that dawn is near, that the sky will soon blush with the first tender hints of morning. Yet for now, the castle rests, held in the gentle arms of night, each heartbeat slow and steady, each dream soft and sweet. You, too, are part of this night, your breath rising and falling with the castle's ancient rhythm, your dreams joining the silent song that flows through every stone, every beam, every quiet corridor. Sleep comes easily here, wrapped in music and moonlight, cradled by the soft lullaby of a castle at peace. And so the night deepens to its quietest hour, the world hushed beneath a sky of velvet black, where stars gleam like polished gems scattered across the heavens. The castle breathes a slow, steady sigh, settling deeper into dreams that ripple from chamber to chamber, each sleeper held in the same serene embrace. In the upper corridors, banners sway softly in the draft, their embroidered crests whispering tales of the families who came before, of valor, of mercy, of moments lost to time but alive in these silent halls. Edrin stirs in his bed, half waking just long enough to hear the soft pop of cooling embers in the hearth, the rustle of the thick curtains in his chamber, the quiet scratch of branches against the leaded glass window. Then, with a deep, calm breath, he sinks once more into the gentle tide of dreams. Outside, along the castle walls, watchful guards lean against ancient parapets, their eyes growing heavy beneath helms and hoods, though their duty keeps them awake. The softness of the minstrel's distant song lingers in their minds, like a warm cloak against the chill. A barn owl sweeps low over the moonlit fields, its wings silent, its round eyes catching the faint glow of torchlight atop the battlements. It circles the towers once, twice, before drifting back to the dark forest where the scent of pine hangs heavy in the night air. In a lower chamber, a maid sleeps curled in a small bed near the scullery, her dreams filled with summer afternoons gathering wildflowers. In sunlit meadows far beyond the castle walls, a smile tugs at the corners of her lips, lit by the moon's pale light filtering through a narrow window. In the great hall, the hearth's last embers gleam like tiny red stars, casting a soft glow that touches the faded tapestries, and the polished suits of armor standing silent watch along the walls. Each suit catches a sliver of moonlight, reflecting it like a promise of protection through the long, dark hours. Somewhere deep in the bowels of the castle, a draft stirs through the secret tunnels, carrying the faintest echo of Edrin's harp, a memory of music floating in the cool air, wrapping the ancient stone in a blanket of soundless comfort. Up in the highest tower, a candle still flickers in the window of the scribe's chamber, where a quill lies abandoned beside an unfinished letter. The scribe himself sleeps, slumped over his desk, dreaming of words yet unwritten, of poems waiting for dawn's light to set them free. The castle's walls, so thick and strong, now hold only softness inside. Soft breathing, soft dreams, soft moonlight gliding over rough-hewn stones. The moat reflects the constellations, its surface unbroken except for a single water lily drifting slowly, its pale petals glowing with borrowed starlight. A frog hidden beneath its leaves lets out a quiet croak, a small, sleepy voice in the vast, hushed night. Edrin's dreams carry him far beyond the castle, to fields of heather waving in summer breezes, to forest paths dappled with light, to quiet inns where fires crackle and strangers share songs, beneath carved beams darkened by centuries of laughter and tears. And still, the castle holds him, keeps him safe in the hidden heart of its winding stairways and secret rooms, as if it knows the weight of every story and the quiet power of every lullaby. The night stretches on, unfolding hour by hour in gentle waves, that wash away worry, that ease each restless thought, that promise rests as deep and calm as the oldest stones. In the stable, a mare dreams of green hills, her ears twitching at the phantom call of larks at sunrise. A stable boy, curled up in a hayloft, smiles in his sleep, his dreams lit with the memory of the minstrel song. In rooms both grand and humble, the castle's people breathe in unison, their hearts beating in a shared, peaceful rhythm, guided by the hush of the night. A breeze whispers through the castle's highest windows, carrying the scent of lavender fields and distant rain. It moves through empty corridors, tugs at faded tapestries, and stirs the braids of straw in the castle's thatched-out buildings. It is a breath of the world beyond, a reminder that dawn will come, that the sky will lighten to soft pink and gold, that roosters will call the day awake, and life will stir once more within these walls. But for now, all is still, held in the quiet grace of midnight, each stone, each soul, resting beneath the moon's watchful eye. So let yourself rest, dear listener. Let your breathing match the slow, steady rhythm of the castle's heart. Feel the safety of ancient walls around you, the softness of dreams unfolding behind your closed eyes, the warmth of the minstrel's lullaby, still whispering in the silent, silver night. And so the world remains wrapped in the deepest hush before dawn, that tender hour when even the stars seem to pause, their light suspended like 1,000 tiny guardians, watching over the slumbering earth. In the castle, shadows soften as the night wanes. A gentle fog begins to drift in from the low meadows, curling around the stone walls like a silken shawl, muffling every sound until the only thing left is the quiet pulse of dreams. The minstrel, still nestled in his warm bed, dreams of roads stretching across green hills, of warm taverns filled with song, of faces lit by firelight, all blurred into a single comforting haze that holds him as gently as the quilts around his shoulders. In a distant tower, an old bell rests silent in its cage, its bronze surface cool in the night air, though it will soon call the first waking souls to greet the dawn. For now it sleeps too, a quiet sentinel watching over a world wrapped in peace. The night's breeze drifts through the open shutters of the great hall, ruffling the edges of old tapestries that tell stories of dragons vanquished, of kings crowned beneath moonlit skies, of queens who sowed peace where once there was war. Every thread in these tapestries holds a memory, and tonight, those memories rest, whispering only the softest stories of hope, kindness, and the slow, certain turning of time. In the stable, dawn's first faint light begins to silver the straw, casting a gentle glow on the flanks of the sleeping horses. On the curved horns of the castle's old ram, resting near the barn door, on the curled forms of kittens nestled together in the hay. Their breathing joins the night's last lullaby, a chorus of quiet hearts beating in the same soft cadence that sweeps through every stone of the castle walls. A lone torch flickers along the battlements, its flame shrinking as the darkness begins to lighten. The guard, who holds it, leans against the cold stone, eyes growing heavy, head nodding in time with the minstrel's remembered tune, still echoing faintly through his thoughts. Beyond the castle gates, the forest lies hushed beneath a veil of silver mist. The tops of ancient oaks catch the first whispers of light, their leaves shimmering with droplets of dew that sparkle like tiny stars falling to earth. A fox slips between tree trunks, its red fur ghostly pale in the faint glow, its paws silent on the mossy earth. It pauses to look back at the castle towers, then melts into the undergrowth, a fleeting shadow in the soft, waking world. In the castle kitchens, the last embers on the hearth finally surrender to the cool gray of morning. The scent of last night's feast lingers, a gentle reminder of warmth and laughter that has drifted into memory with the passing hours. High above, the sky begins to pale, stars winking out one by one. As the horizon blushes with the first strokes of dawn, the moon lingers, low and bright, reluctant to leave its watch over the sleeping castle. Yet soon, the night song will give way to the gentle music of the waking day. Roosters crowing in distant farmyards, doors creaking open to morning air, the quiet rustle of servants stirring to life in kitchens and corridors. But not yet, for these final moments. The world still belongs to dreams, to soft breaths and slow heartbeats, to the memories of harp strings echoing in hidden passages, to the promise that night holds all safe within its arms. You, too, are part of this hush. Feel the softness of your bed cradling you, the weight of your blankets grounding you in warmth and peace. Feel the last cool kiss of night air as it drifts across your face, carrying with it the scent of moss, wood smoke, and the quiet sweetness of a world at rest. Let your breathing remain slow and easy, like the gentle sway of candlelight, like the soft drifting of mist over silent fields. Know that here, in this ancient castle, you are safe. Your worries are left outside its high stone walls, beyond the moat, beyond the mist. Here, you rest surrounded by centuries of quiet nights, each one cradling every sleeper in a lullaby, as old as the moon. As the first rays of sunlight begin to brush the castle's highest towers, Edrin sighs softly in his sleep, dreams shifting to the promise of morning. But the peace of night still lingers in his mind, and in yours, too, holding you gently in these last moments before dawn. So sleep deeply, knowing that the minstrel song, the castle silence, and the soft, silver night will always be here to welcome you home whenever you need to dream. Rest well, and let the promise of morning light come when it is ready as you drift ever deeper into the sweetest, most peaceful sleep. And so, even as dawn's first light begins to seep through the narrow slits of the castle's arrow loops, the hush of the night still lingers, a warm, silken blanket of silence, settling gently over every stone, every beam, every slumbering soul. The mist clings to the castle's base, swirling in soft spirals that catch the earliest rays of pale gold, turning each droplet of dew into a tiny prism of morning light. The towers stand tall and resolute, their silhouettes now edged with the faintest glow of sunrise. And yet, within their walls, the castle sleeps on, wrapped in the final, tender moments of night's embrace. In Edrin's chamber, the soft crackle of the hearth has faded entirely, leaving behind the scent of warm ash and ancient wood. The minstrel lies deeply asleep, his face peaceful, His dreams a quiet tapestry woven from silver moonlight and the gentle notes of his own lullaby still echoing softly in his mind. His harp rests beside him, its strings catching the thin light filtering through the shutters, each delicate thread glowing like spun gold, a silent promise that tonight and every night its music will return to cradle the castle in calm. In the courtyard below, the stone fountain's water glints in the first dawn beams, sending tiny rainbows dancing across the worn flagstones. But no footsteps disturb the peace yet. No clatter of boots, no bustle of the day's chores. Only the quiet drip of water that keeps time, with the slow, even breath of the world at rest. In the great hall, soft motes of dust drift in the golden light, turning slowly, lazily, as if reluctant to let go of the comfort of darkness. The last faint embers in the hearth release a gentle, fading warmth that soothes the cool air like a mother's touch. High in the towers, swallows stir in their nests, tiny feathers ruffling as they prepare for morning flight. But they, too, pause in the softness, waiting for the day to gently open its eyes. A soft wind sighs through the castle's highest turrets, threading itself through stone arches, rustling the frayed banners of long-forgotten battles, whispering stories of quiet triumphs and quiet losses. To anyone who might listen in the hush, the guards on the battlements stand with heads bowed, leaning on spears and shields, their eyes heavy, lulled by the remnants of the night's tranquility that still flows like a quiet river through the silent courtyards below. In the stable, the horses begin to shift, tails swishing in slow, sleepy arcs, hooves knocking softly against straw-strewn floors, as they sense the coming day. Yet they remain calm, their deep, warm breaths rising in small clouds that glow with dawn's first light. In kitchens and cellars, silence continues to hold, cradling sacks of flour and barrels of apples, pots and pans stacked neatly in rows, all waiting patiently for the spark of life that will soon ripple through these walls. But not yet, for in this precious sliver of time, between the last breath of night and the first full stretch of morning, everything is still, everything is soft, everything is safe. It is in this in-between, this quiet seam where night hands its gentle power to the day, that your dreams drift deepest, your breath grows calmest, your heart finds a quiet beat of peace that lives beneath every worry. Here, wrapped in the hush of ancient stone, you are held as securely as the castle holds the memories of ages past, safe behind thick walls built by hands long gone, watched over by the ghosts of kindness and quiet courage that seep into every hidden stairway and secret passage. The minstrel's final notes linger in the air, like a promise carried in the hush. That peace can be found, that rest can be deep, that dawn will come softly in its own time, without hurry, without fear. And so, as the world prepares to wake, you may linger here a while longer, floating in the soft space between darkness and light, your mind unburdened, your body at ease, your dreams a gentle tide that carries you ever deeper into calm. Let the hush of the castle remain with you like a melody heard only in dreams, a song of stone and moonlight, of quiet hearts and softest dawn, of a minstrel's lullaby echoing through hidden corridors, long after the last candle has burned low. Sleep well, dear listener. Let your breath stay slow. Let your heart stay light. And know that this night, this peace, this quiet promise of morning will always be here, waiting to guide you gently into the sweetest, most restful sleep. And as the sky above the castle begins its slow bloom, from lavender gray to the softest rose, every stone seems to warm with the promise of day. Yet even as dawn arrives, the lingering hush of night stays draped like a gentle cloak over walls and hearts alike. The moat lies still, mirroring the paling sky, as mist curls and unfurls across its glassy surface, rising in delicate tendrils that catch the morning light and glow with shifting shades of pearl and silver. In the hidden passages beneath the castle, the air remains cool and calm, the hush of the night still settled in every darkened corner. The echoes of the minstrel's harp, linger like a soft perfume among ancient stones, a quiet reminder of melodies that cradle every dreamer who walks these halls. Up in the guest chambers, travelers sleep on, blanketed in warmth and the last wisps of night's comfort. Their chests rise and fall in peaceful rhythm, fingers resting slack upon blankets, faces untroubled, unlined by waking cares. Even the castle cats, curled in cozy nooks along window seats, or tucked in baskets beside cold hearths, stretch their paws with slow, sleepy grace, before curling tighter, purring softly, as they slip back into the tender depths of slumber. In the forest beyond the castle walls, morning birds begin to stir in their nests, but their songs remain hushed, as if they, too, feel the magic of this in-between hour, and wish not to break the spell that hangs over stone and leaf alike. The old oak at the edge of the castle's outer yard stands silent and grand, its broad branches catching the first hints of pale light. Each leaf shivers with dewdrops, tiny mirrors that hold miniature suns waiting to be born within the castle's chapel, where tall candles stand cold and unlit along the altar. Dust motes drift through stained glass beams, turning the air into a cathedral of quiet color. Rich blues and gentle reds pooling upon worn stone floors that have felt the footsteps of countless souls seeking peace. The scribe, still slumped over his writing desk in the highest tower, breathes in slow, even sighs, his dreams wrapped in swirling letters and soft ink stains, stories yet unwritten, words waiting patiently to wake with him. The guard at the east tower's highest post leans against the cool stone, eyes finally fluttering shut, as the long, silent night gives him leave to rest. His spear rests across his knees, and his heartbeat falls in time with the last whispers of the minstrel's lullaby that drift like soft smoke across the battlements. From the castle's heart to its farthest edge, the hush holds a delicate stillness that carries every sleeper, just a little longer on the currents of sweet dreams. And in these final breaths of night, when shadows begin to recede, but dawn's full chorus has not yet arrived, a profound peace seeps into every crack and crevice, a peace older than the oldest stone in the castle walls, wiser than the tallest towers, softer than the faintest down on a swan's breast. This is the hour of perfect rest, of a world suspended between what was and what will be, where your mind drifts unburdened, your body held weightless by the quiet song of night's last sigh. You are here, safe in the heart of the castle, wrapped in stories of old, surrounded by the kind silence of stones that have stood through countless nights like this one. The minstrel's final notes, though no longer played, linger as an echo in the air, woven through each breath you take, soft as a feather against your thoughts, gentle as the slow rise of dawn beyond the hills. So let your dreams drift on, carried by the hush of secret tunnels and quiet chambers, guided by the memory of harp strings that promise peace with every note. Know that in this castle, in every stone, every quiet arch, every whispering hall, there is room for rest, for calm, for sleep as deep and kind as the night itself. Breathe in, slowly, sweetly. Breathe out, letting go of every care. Rest here, held by the hush of dawn's first light, knowing that you are safe, that you are cherished, that you can sleep as long as you need. And when you wake, the world will be waiting with gentle morning sun, soft bird song, and the quiet promise that peace always lives in the heart of night. And so the castle's ancient stones begin to warm beneath the first true touch of sunlight, each granite block holding the final memory of night's quiet. Even as dawn gently brushes them with life, the sky shifts to pale peach, then delicate gold, and the mist begins to lift from the moat and fields, revealing the soft green of summer grass and the bright faces of wildflowers, just opening to the new day. From the distant village beyond the castle's protective walls, a rooster calls, its voice clear but softened by distance, floating over meadows and woodlands, like the first bright note of a new song. Yet within the castle, peace still reigns. The travelers, the guards, the servants, All those who keep these walls alive rest in the lingering hush that dawn has not yet scattered. The minstrel, Edrin, stirs only slightly, pulling the covers higher as the pale sun spills across his bed, the light catching on his harp's polished frame, where it sits patiently by the hearth, strings winking like tiny, silent bells. Even as birds begin to flit from branch to branch, in the courtyard's old oak, their songs remain soft, tentative, as though they, too, wish to savor these last moments of the world's quiet slumber. In the kitchen, a few embers sigh softly into ash, and the scent of last night's bread hangs warm in the air, a reminder of comfort that belongs as much to dawn as it did to night. Through narrow slit windows in the highest towers, ribbons of morning mist drift slowly inside, curling like ghostly fingers along stone floors, and cool iron railings, bringing with them the fresh scent of dew and meadow herbs. The guards on the lower walls, having traded shifts in the soft gray hours before sunrise, nod each other with tired, peaceful smiles, their armor glinting dully in the new light, their eyes reflecting the quiet pride of having watched through the night and seen the castle safely to dawn. A soft breeze moves through the halls, lifting the ends of faded tapestries, carrying the last whispers of Edrin's lullaby into every hidden corner, every quiet alcove. The echoes of that song remain woven into the very air, a gentle music only felt now like a comforting memory that soothes the heart without a single sound. The castle's great doors, thick and strong, stand closed but not forbidding, holding back the brightness of morning until every soul within these walls is ready to rise, to stretch, to greet the world. Yet there is no rush. The castle's heartbeat is slow and steady, measured in centuries, knowing well that dawn is not something to chase, but something to welcome when your own eyes are ready to open. For now, you may remain wrapped in this gentle cocoon of hush, breathing in the quiet of the castle's final moments of night, feeling each breath loosen the last tightness in your chest, each exhale carrying away any lingering worries. You may imagine the cool stone walls, holding you safe like the strongest embrace, the softness of quilts around you, a promise of comfort that waits even in the waking world. Let the shifting light dance softly on your closed eyelids, the pale warmth of dawn washing over you, without stirring you from the sweet depths of rest. Know that the minstrel's lullaby, though silent to the ear now, still flows through the castle's secret halls, still cradles you in the quiet rhythm of hearts long past who, too, found peace here. Stay here as long as you wish, held by the slow, kind dawn that asks nothing of you but to breathe, to rest, to drift, for in this castle, time moves gently, and sleep remains a gift you may keep until you are ready to rise. And when you do, the world will greet you softly, with light as warm as a friend's smile, with air fresh and sweet as a new beginning, and with the quiet promise that the peace of this night, the kindness of this hush, is always here to return to whenever you need it. So sleep on, dream sweetly, and know that you are safe, that you are loved, that you are home. And so the dawn continues its gentle unfolding, like the petals of a morning rose opening one by one, revealing a sky awash in soft pastels, delicate corals, pale blues, and hints of lavender that linger at the horizon. The castle's towers, once shadowed in night, now gleam softly beneath the first rays of day, their weathered stones glowing with the same warmth that has greeted countless mornings before this one. In the hidden passageways below, where the minstrel once slipped through shadows, the air grows lighter, soft shafts of sunlight sneaking through tiny cracks to kiss the ancient stones, each beam carrying the promise of a new beginning. The secret tunnels hold a lingering hush, a cocoon of quiet that still cradles a memory of midnight songs, their walls cool and comforting, breathing out the calm of ages past. In the great hall, the pale light reveals tapestries, in all their rich, faded glory, stories of knights and queens, of dragons both fierce and kind, woven with threads that shimmer softly now in dawn's touch. The hearth lies cold, but the scent of ash and faint wood smoke remains like a comforting ghost, a reminder of the warmth that filled the hall just hours before. In guest chambers, sleepers sigh softly as they turn beneath warm quilts, faces serene, dreams still spinning gentle tales of hidden passages, moonlit towers, and the sweet, drifting notes of a minstrel's harp. The castle's cats rise one by one, stretching with fluid grace, their eyes blinking in the new light as they move silently through corridors, tiny paws padding over stone floors, with the same quiet reverence that still holds the air. Outside, the forest edge begins to glow, each leaf lit with a drop of gold. As the sun climbs higher, mist lifts slowly from the fields, revealing the soft emerald of grass, the bright, open faces of daisies and buttercups, turning eagerly to the day. The owls in the old oak tree fluff their feathers as they settle into sleep, having kept quiet watch through the night, passing the guardianship of the world to the robins and larks, whose songs now start to rise. In the kitchens, the first clink of copper pots echoes softly as a cook stirs to life, her movements unhurried, her mind still full of dreams. Woven from the hush of the castle's secret night, she hums a lullaby under her breath, a tune that might be the minstrel's, or might be as old as the walls themselves. And her quiet melody seems to slip into the very stones, carrying on the night's gentle promise that peace will linger as long as we allow it. High in the scribe's tower, a soft breeze flutters through the open window, scattering a few loose pages of parchment, their blankness glowing with morning light, ready to receive the stories of a new day. Yet even as dawn grows brighter, the castle's hush does not vanish. It softens into a quiet calm that seeps into each room, each heart, carrying the night's tranquility forward, like a gift wrapped in sunlight. And you, dear listener, remain part of this tender stillness. Your breathing, slow and steady, mirrors the castle's own calm rhythm. Your dreams linger sweetly, woven with moonlight and harp strings. Even as the day tiptoes closer, let your eyelids remain heavy, your body warm and loose beneath your blankets, knowing you are held in space, where time moves softly, where dawn does not demand but gently invites. Let each breath deepen your rest, carrying you further into the sweetness of dreams that feel safe, that feel like home. Know that the stories told in the hush of night, of secret passages and kind-hearted minstrels, of moonlit towers and whispering stones, are yours to keep, to return to whenever you need the world, to soften and slow, for the castle's quiet is timeless, its walls a cradle of peace, that holds you close, through night, through dawn, through every gentle, drifting hour of sleep. So rest here a little longer, bathed in the golden hush of morning light, cradled by ancient stones, that remember every lullaby sung, every dream dreamed, and know always that you are safe, you are cherished, and you are home. And so the castle breathes with quiet life as dawn becomes day, its stones warming under a sun climbing higher, light now spilling freely over every parapet and tower, casting long, soft beams into courtyards still hushed with morning peace. The moat shimmers, rippling gently as a breeze stirs the water surface, carrying the scent of fresh earth and wildflowers blooming along the banks. Tiny fish dart just beneath the mirrored sky, catching glints of sunlight that flicker like liquid stars. The great doors of the castle remain closed a moment longer, holding the world outside at bay, while every sleeper inside finishes their journey through dreams, woven from night's soft tapestry. In Edrin's chamber, the minstrel sighs deeply in his sleep, turning his face toward the warmth creeping in from the window, his harp beside him gleaming softly in the light. A silent promise that music will fill these halls again. When evening comes, in the towers above, guards shift quietly into new positions, boots scuffing lightly against stone floors, spears resting on shoulders, their eyes watchful but softened by the calm still lingering from the gentle night. A stable boy steps into the early light, his hair tousled, his face fresh from dreams, and the horses greet him with soft nickers, their eyes bright, but their movements slow, still wrapped in the night's sweet drowsiness. Birdsong drifts from the forest, threads of melody winding through the castle gates, rising in careful harmony with the rustle of leaves and the quiet babble of the fountain in the courtyard, where water catches the dawn and scatters it in tiny rainbows. Inside, the first footsteps of the waking day echo softly in high halls, the quiet tread of maids and stewards, moving carefully so as not to break the spell of peace that still clings to the air like a blessing. In the great library, beams of sunlight pour through tall windows, illuminating dust motes that drift lazily over shelves. Lined with books bound in cracked leather and embossed with fading gold, the hush of the night remains here longest, settling among stories centuries old, holding each tale gently in its soft embrace. A cat wanders between the stacks, tail high, paw silent, its whiskers brushing old volumes, as it moves like a quiet guardian of dreams and knowledge. Outside the castle walls, the village begins to stir. Chimneys breathe thin streams of smoke into morning air. Market carts creak along cobble lanes. Voices rise in greeting but remain low and unhurried, as if even the day itself remembers the hush of the night and wishes to carry it forward. The castle's old oak, leaves shimmering with dew, stretches its branches wide to catch the light, each droplet sparkling as it trembles before falling to the grass below with a soft, satisfied sigh. Everywhere, the dawn's gentle glow lingers, painting faces, walls, and courtyards with strokes of gold so delicate they seem spun from dreams themselves. And still you lie here, dear listener, your breathing calm and even your body sinking deeper into rest, as the night's hush folds around you one last time. Before the world fully wakes, feel the quiet warmth of the morning on your skin, the soft rustle of fresh air moving across your room, the gentle weight of your blankets holding you safe. Let your mind drift through memories of secret tunnels, of the minstrel's lullaby echoing in candlelit corridors, of moonlight slanting through high, silent towers, each image a stepping stone that leads you further into sweet, untroubled sleep. Know that the peace of this night, the kindness of the dawn, and the stories whispered in the hush remain yours to carry, always ready to soothe your heart whenever you need to rest. Stay here as long as you wish, bathed in quiet light, your breath slow and easy, your dreams as soft as the first morning mist. For even as the world moves gently into day, you are still wrapped in the castle's timeless hush, safe, calm, and cherished, beneath a sky now bright with the promise of every new beginning. Sleep on, dear listener, and let the world wait until you are ready to rise. And so, as sunlight fully kisses the castle walls, the hush that cradled the night slips tenderly into the day, leaving a lingering quiet that settles in every heart, like the softest feather landing on still water. In the great hall, chairs remain empty, long wooden tables polished by countless hands, waiting silently for the warmth of breakfast fires, and the gentle laughter that will soon ripple through the air. Above, swallows dart through high, arched windows, their wings catching the light in flashes of silver and blue, each sweep of feathers a delicate brushstroke across the morning sky. In the secret tunnels, shafts of dawn pierce tiny cracks in stone, turning narrow corridors into rivers of soft gold that flow silently past the old doors and hidden turns. Where the minstrel's quiet notes once lingered, even the deepest chambers, dark for so many hours, begin to glow with the day's first warmth, banishing every shadow with a gentle touch that brings life back to stone walls without ever rushing their slow, steady breath. In Edrin's dreams, sunlight filters through the forest canopy, dappled light playing across mossy paths, where streams murmur softly, and deer move like ghosts among ancient oaks. He walks those paths with his harp slung across his back, his mind untroubled, his heart light as birdsong, On the battlements, a lone guard finally raises his head as the sun climbs above the hills, the weight of the long night lifting from his shoulders as he smiles at the sky's brightening canvas. In the stables, hooves thud gently against fresh straw as the horses wake one by one, stretching their legs, tails swishing slowly, eyes blinking in the soft new light that seeps through half-open doors. The scent of lavender drifts on the breeze from the castle gardens, where morning dew clings to every petal and blade of grass, each tiny drop reflecting the rising sun, like 1,000 small promises of beauty waiting to be seen. In the village below, shutters open and children peek out, faces bright with the quiet wonder of a world reborn in the gentle dawn, but their voices remain soft, as if they, too, feel the castle's hush, still holding the morning tenderly in its hands. The minstrel's harp stands silent but poised, its curved neck catching the sun's rays, strings still and shimmering with the memory of night's music, a memory that lives now in the walls, in the air, in every breath of the sleeping souls who carry its song in their dreams. And you, dear listener, lie nestled in your bed, the hush of the castle woven into your heartbeat, the softness of the night still holding you, even as the day begins its gentle ascent. Let your eyes remain closed, your body heavy and warm, each breath a quiet tide that moves you deeper into a peace untouched by time or daylight. Feel the lingering hush of the secret tunnels and moonlit halls. Hear the faint echo of harp strings that soothe every worry, every restless thought. Know that you are still wrapped in the same peace that kept the castle safe through the night, that welcomed the dawn without haste or fear. Let this quiet remain yours, a gift you can return to whenever you close your eyes. And remember the way the night held you so kindly. Rest here, breathing slow, held in a world where dawn arrives softly, where light finds you gently, where dreams linger sweet and unbroken, until you are ready to wake. For the castle stands timeless, its walls a promise of peace, its stories a lullaby that never ends, its hush a soft refuge that will always wait to cradle you once more. And so the morning unfolds fully now, sunlight spilling across the land in bright, golden streams, filling every valley, every forest glade, every village lane beyond the castle's stone embrace. Yet within these ancient walls, a quiet reverence still holds sway, a last, lingering breath of night's gentle hush, woven through the air like a gossamer thread, connecting each sleeper to the calm of moonlit hours. In the castle's kitchen, the first soft sounds of stirring life emerge, a ladle tapping quietly against a pot, a kettle beginning its slow simmer, the shuffle of feet across cool flagstones. Yet even these sounds feel careful, as if honoring the night's peace, by letting the day arrive on tiptoes. Above, the banners hanging from high beams catch the dawn breeze, fluttering with slow grace, their faded colors waking with the light, telling silent stories of loyalty and quiet strength to anyone who looks up with wondering eyes. In the bedchambers, old wooden shutters creak open, letting the soft morning air spill over quilts and pillows, carrying the scent of wet earth, blooming lavender, and the faint sweetness of wild honeysuckle that climbs the castle walls outside. The minstrel's harp rests untouched, yet its presence alone seems to hum with a soft, invisible song, a memory of moonlit notes, and a comforting echo of music that rocked every heart into slumber. In the hidden passages, dawn's light now filters and beams, so fine they seem spun from morning itself, dancing over stone floors worn smooth by centuries of quiet footsteps, each passageway still holding the secret hush of meetings, whispers, and songs shared under the cover of night. In the quiet courtyard, sparrows hop along mossy stones, their feathers ruffled by the soft, early breeze, their small voices rising hesitantly, a delicate choir greeting the day without ever disturbing its peace. Near the old oak, squirrels chase each other in slow, sleepy loops, their playful scampering muffled on the dew-wet grass. their bright eyes catching the light, as they pause to watch the castle's tall towers glow in the sun. On the battlements, a bell waits to ring, its bronze side warming in the light. But the moment is not yet right, for now, the hush holds it still, reminding every ear the kindness in a slow morning. In the village beyond the walls, smoke curls from chimneys into a sky that now gleams pure blue, the air filled with scents of baking bread and fresh milk. But even here, voices remain low, steps unhurried, as if everyone remembers the hush that guarded the night. And you, dear listener, still drift on the edge of dreams, the quiet lull of night lingering, in the slow, steady beat of your heart, the calm of secret passages, and candlelit halls folded gently around you. Feel the peace of this timeless castle, holding you in a place untouched by hurry, where dawn arrives only when you are ready to open your eyes. Know that you are as safe now as you were in the softest moments of midnight, that the hush of the minstrel's song still echoes through each breath, each fluttering thought. So let your breathing remain slow, your body soft and loose, your mind floating in the quiet shallows of sleep, where every dream is tender, every moment a gentle promise that peace is never far. Rest in the hush a little longer, trusting that day will wait, that the world beyond your dreams will unfold with the same soft care as dawn light spilling through castle towers. For here, in this ancient place, where music, moonlight, and stone come together, the lullaby of night's hush becomes a part of you, a quiet refuge to carry. Wherever you go, sleep well, sweet dreamer, and let the world greet you gently when you choose to rise. And so, as sunlight stretches fully into every corridor and chamber, the castle seems to exhale a long, contented sigh, carried on a breeze that rustles tapestries and stirs the lingering scent of last night's hearth fire. Yet even with daylight claiming the towers and courtyards, the hush remains like a soft echo of the night, woven into the very stones, carrying a quiet assurance that peace endures far beyond the fading stars. In the guest rooms, heavy wooden doors stay closed a while longer, letting sleepers drift undisturbed. In the soft twilight between dreams and waking, breathing in time with the slow, steady rhythm of the castle itself, the minstrel, curled beneath his quilts, dreams of hidden gardens and candlelit feasts, of gentle songs carried on evening breezes, his mind adrift in melodies that soothe every restless thought, holding him safe within the embrace of sleep. In the great hall, morning's light moves like liquid gold, pooling in corners and spilling across long tables, illuminating carvings of lions, vines, and ancient runes that seem to glow with stories older than memory. Each chair stands empty, each goblet waits quietly, as if the hall itself knows that some mornings must begin in silence. To honor the hush that held the night, a soft knock echoes in a distant hallway, not urgent but patient, a signal of day's approach, yet not one that demands your rise. Instead, it invites you to linger, to remain wrapped in the softness of dawn, until you feel the warmth of the world call you home. In the library, beams of light cross dusty tomes, catching gilded letters on cracked leather spines, casting faint rainbows where glass prisms hang from high arch windows, the same prisms that refract dreams into every color of peace. Along the spiral stairs, tiny lizards bask on warming stones, motionless but alive, eyes blinking lazily in the new light, their stillness a reminder that rushing has no place here. In the stable, chickens cluck softly, a rooster lets out a quiet crow, and the horses stretch their necks, muzzles brushing each other, in sleepy greetings that match the calm, holding every corner of the castle. Outside, the old oak shivers off the last of its mist, leaves catching dewdrops like diamonds, before letting them fall in slow, shimmering drops to the grass below, each tiny splash like a note in the morning silent song. And above it all, the castle's highest towers glow with the kind of light that promises gentle days ahead, days that begin not with hurried steps, but with soft sighs, with slow, grateful breaths, with the memory of night's hush, carried into the sunlit hours. You, dear listener, remain in this quiet world. Your breathing is calm, your limbs warm and heavy, your mind floating between sweet dreams and the soft glow of waking. Let every breath deepen your rest. Let the hush settle deeper into your bones. Let each quiet heartbeat remind you that safety and peace are yours. Know that when you finally choose to open your eyes, the world outside will welcome you gently, with warm light and kind skies, with whispers of stories that began long before your first yawn of the morning. And until then, sleep as deeply as you wish, trusting that the hush of night still cradles you, that the softest parts of the castle's ancient heart beat in time with yours. For here, in the stillness of dawn's embrace, you are forever safe, forever cherished, forever home. And so the castle greets the day with a gentle, golden hush, not with sudden noise or hurried steps, but with the tender unfolding of light. Across stone walls that have seen 1,000 dawns, rise just as softly. Birdsong grows a touch louder now, but even it carries a hush, each note a sweet, careful drop of sound, falling into the quiet pool of morning, rippling out in slow waves of peace. The fountain in the courtyard sparkles in full sun, drops leaping and falling with the softest splash, the steady trickle blending with the sleepy coo of doves, perched along the carved stone edge. In the highest tower, a soft breeze moves through open slits, stirring faded banners into slow, swaying dance, their frayed threads whispering stories of old battles, now long past, of peace found after storm. In the kitchens, the first loaf of bread emerges from the oven, filling the air with warmth and comfort. That drifts like a tender blanket, through hallways and stairwells still holding the quiet of the night. The minstrel's harp remains silent, but the memory of each note hovers like morning mist in the secret tunnels, where light now spills over stone steps that once echoed with soft footfalls, and hushed songs meant only for moonlit ears. Along the battlements, guards exchange quiet nods as they greet the sun, armor gleaming softly in pale rays, each metal plate warming with the new day, their hearts still carrying the peace of the silent hours. The old oak stands tall and wise in the center of the courtyard, leaves stirring with the soft hush of dawn's breeze, branches creaking like a kindly elder who has watched countless sunrises and knows the power of patient beginnings. At the edge of the forest beyond the castle walls, rays of sunlight weave through treetops, lighting emerald moss, glinting on spiderwebs strung like delicate silver threads. Between low branches still heavy with dew, in the village below, the first carts roll softly along the cobbles, wheels whispering as they turn, voices of merchants low and gentle, children tiptoeing outside to greet the morning, as if they too know that peace must be carried from night into day. And you, dear listener, still lie nestled in your own quiet sanctuary, your breath slow and sweet, your body resting in the soft cocoon of dreams, spun from moonlight, harp strings, and secret passageways lit by candles' glow. Feel the hush of the castle, woven into each breath you take, the promise of safety and kindness, settled in the slow, steady beat of your heart. Let your limbs grow even heavier with comfort, your thoughts drift like feathers caught in the dawn breeze, your mind sink deeper into the gentle darkness that holds no fear, only the sweet release of true rest. Know that this castle's hush, this dawn's soft light, and the minstrel's tender song are yours to return to whenever the world grows loud or your heart grows weary. For even when you wake, the memory of night's gentle hush will remain inside you, a quiet strength, a promise of peace that lives beyond the rising sun. And so, sleep on if you wish. Let your dreams carry you through halls of ancient stone, beneath banners that tell stories only the night remembers, along secret paths where the hush always waits to cradle you once more. Rest here, dear dreamer, safe and calm, cherished and at peace. until you are ready to open your eyes to a world that now greets you with the same soft kindness that held you through the quiet hours of the night. And so, as the morning deepens into soft, shimmering daylight, the castle's hush becomes a quiet undercurrent, an invisible thread weaving peace through the bustle that now begins in earnest beyond its walls. A stable door creaks open as the first horses are led into the yard, their coats gleaming in the sunlight, hooves muffled on straw as they nuzzle each other with gentle snorts, eyes blinking slowly in the day's warm glow. The minstrel stirs at last, eyes opening to a room dappled in pale gold, the soft rustle of his blanket like the whisper of leaves. In the courtyard's old oak, he lies still for a moment, letting the hush of night linger in his heart before rising to meet the gentle day. In the kitchen, the cook hums a lullaby as she kneads warm dough, the tune drifting up stone stairs to slip beneath doors of sleeping guests. A final gift from the night's quiet, carried forward on the soft scent of baking bread. The guards along the walls exchange quiet words as they watch the countryside brighten, fields rolling out in misty greens and yellows, birds gliding low over hedgerows still heavy with dew. Each sight a reminder that beauty lives, even in the simplest dawn. In the hidden tunnels, light now paints warm patterns along walls that once knew only darkness. Tiny motes of dust floating like drifting stars in slanted beams of morning sun, a secret world transformed by gentle brightness that brings no rush, only wonder. The fountain in the courtyard catches more of the sun's rays, its water sparkling and leaping in slow arcs, the splash of droplets of soft, rhythmic music echoing through stone arches, carrying the hush into every corner of the castle grounds. Sparrows flit from branch to branch in the courtyard oak, wings catching rainbow glints in the brightening air, their song still gentle, as if the hush of night has taught them that even joy can be quiet. In the library, a maid moves carefully between long tables, dusting shelves with deliberate grace, pausing to let sunlight warm her face. She smiles at the soft beams that catch floating specks of dust, each one dancing like a tiny world of its own. And far above, in the tallest tower, a bell stands silent still, as if it, too, wishes to savor these lingering moments of calm before the day truly begins its full, busy life. But even as life awakens more fully with every passing minute, the hush remains folded gently into the castle's heart, a quiet blessing laid upon stone and soul alike, a promise that peace can live alongside the day's gentle bustle. And you, dear listener, still rest in the warm cocoon of dreams, your breathing slow, your body nestled in the soft cradle of morning's hush. Let each breath carry the last sweetness of the night. Let your heart remember the quiet steps of the minstrel through candlelit tunnels, the warmth of moonlight spilling over sleeping towers, the soft promise whispered by every side of the castle's stones. Feel the safety of this timeless place wrap around you like a beloved quilt, the hush of night living on in the morning light that now bathes your face with tender warmth. Know that whenever the world grows heavy, you may return here in your mind to secret passageways, to quiet gardens, to the soft echoes of a harp's lullaby, and the peace you found in these walls will find you again, holding you with the same gentle care. So rest on, float in this dawnlit hush, for as long as you wish, trusting that you are safe, that you are cherished, that you are home, and when you choose to open your eyes, the world will be here, bright and beautiful, ready to greet you with the same soft kindness that cradled you through the quiet hours of the night. And so the morning sun rises higher still, casting longer beams of soft light across the castle's worn stones, each ray warming ivy-clad walls, and carrying the hush of night into the bright, gentle heart of day. In the meadows beyond the castle gates, butterflies begin their delicate dance between nodding wildflowers, wings catching flashes of sunlight as they drift slowly from blossom to blossom, their quiet flight a tender echo of the night's softness, A distant church bell chimes far across the valley, its sound softened by the summer air, floating like a lazy ripple, over fields, streams, and forest glades, each fading tone carrying the promise of a peaceful morning. The minstrel rises at last, stretching in the hush of his chamber, sunlight laying gentle stripes across the quilt at his feet. He moves without hurry, hands brushing the harp's polished wood, feeling in its curves a memory of every lullaby that lulled the castle into dreams. On the stone steps outside the kitchens, a young page boy sits cross-legged, watching bees dip between lavender blooms, his eyes wide with morning wonder, his breathing calm, his small heart still carrying the hush, as a soft shield against the day's noise to come. In the great hall, a fire flickers to life, its quiet crackle rising with the scent of fresh bread and honey porridge, the warmth of its flames kissing stone walls, that glow in amber light, reminding every waking soul that comfort and safety begin with simple things. The old oak in the courtyard spreads its branches wider, green leaves whispering softly with every breath of the breeze, each rustling note a secret song, of mornings long past, of generations who stood beneath these same boughs, and found peace in the hush of dawn, beyond the castle walls. The first travelers of the day step onto the road, boots crunching softly on dirt paths still damp with dew, their voices low, carrying news and greetings in tones that match the gentle unfolding of morning light. In the library's highest alcove, a tiny bird slips through an open window, resting on a ledge to preen feathers. As the sun washes over its small body, for a moment, the world grows still, the hush settling deeper. As time seems to pause for the bird's soft contentment, you, dear listener, remain wrapped in this gentle world, your breath moving like the slow tides of dawn, your heart steady and quiet, each beat a soft drum calling you deeper, into the warmth of your own dreams. Let your eyelids stay heavy if they wish, your limbs loose and cozy beneath your blanket, the last wisps of night weaving together, with the soft glow of morning, to create a cocoon of perfect peace. Know that you are safe here, that every stone in the castle, every ripple in the fountain, every lingering note of the minstrel song stands watch over your sleep, holding you in a world where time moves softly, where dawn comes not with clamor, but with the quiet promise of a new beginning. And even when you choose to rise, when you open your eyes to the bright, gentle day, the hush of night's lullaby will live on within you, a secret place of peace that you can return to whenever the world grows too loud, for the castle endures, and its hush remains timeless, an unbroken song of safety and rest, for every heart that seeks a moment of quiet shelter. So sleep on if you wish, dreaming sweetly in the lingering calm of dawn, knowing that the peace of night and the kindness of morning will carry you forward, wrapped in the gentle hush of a world that loves you well. And so, the castle's hush now drifts into the world beyond, moving with a breeze that slips through open gates, carrying the memory of moonlit halls and candlelit tunnels, to the fields, forests, and winding streams that stretch out under the brightening sky. In the courtyard, the fountain's music grows brighter, as the sun catches every splash and scattered water, its gentle rhythm blending with birdsong, and the soft clink of stable doors opening, to let morning's work begin. Yet even these sounds seem cradled by the lingering peace of night. A baker's cart creaks softly up the castle road, wheels turning over cobbles with a soothing, steady beat. Bread and pastries wrapped in cloth still warm from the oven, their scent rising like a comforting sigh that curls through arched gates and quiet halls. The minstrel, harp slung over his shoulder, steps into the courtyard bathed in dawn's full light, eyes bright with dreams that still dance. In the corners of his mind, he hums a few low notes, letting them drift into the air like feathers, a promise that music will always have a place among these ancient stones. In the village beyond the castle's reach, market stalls appear one by one, canvas awnings unfurling with a gentle snap that echoes softly between houses. The first laughter of the day bubbles up, still hushed, as if every voice remembers the quiet that carried them from sleep. Along the castle walls, guards stretch in the warm light, armor glinting softly as they nod to each other, boots scuffing stone in unhurried steps, each movement a careful dance that honors the calm of the night just past. Above them, clouds drift like ships of silver and pearl, across a sky now bright and clear, sunbeams breaking through to scatter light, over meadows blooming with buttercups, their golden faces turned eagerly toward the gentle morning, and in every hidden corridor, every arching window, every time-smooth stair, the hush of the castle remains, a breath of timeless peace, woven into the heart of stone, ready to rise and wrap around any soul who seeks a moment of quiet refuge. You, dear listener, still lie nestled in this hush, your breath a soft tide moving in and out, your thoughts as light as morning mist, drifting sweetly among dreams of secret passages and warm lamplight, glowing on carved stone walls. Feel the calm of dawn settle deeper into your bones. Let it carry you further into rest, holding you in the safe, slow cradle of a world where there is no rush, no noise loud enough to break the gentle hush you now carry. Let your mind wander down candlelit tunnels, over mossy stones, beneath banners that sway in soft breezes, that have known 1,000 dawns, each image a stepping stone, leading you deeper into dreams, as warm and kind as a mother's lullaby. And know always that you are safe, that you are cherished, that you are held in a hush older than memory, stronger than fear, softer than any morning breeze. Stay in this quiet as long as you wish, breathing the peace of dawn, feeling the softness of dreams still unfolding, like the first petals of a morning rose. And when you choose to wake, open your eyes slowly, knowing that the hush you found here will linger with you, ready to return whenever your heart calls for it. For the castle stands, the minstrel song endures, and the hush that cradled you through the night will forever remain, a quiet sanctuary, waiting to welcome you home. And so the morning brightens into full, gentle day, yet the hush remains, woven into every shadow that drapes across archways, every breeze that stirs the tapestries, hanging in quiet halls, where dawn's light still slants in soft golden beams. In the castle's chapel, candles flicker softly beneath stained glass windows, their colored light casting jewel patterns on stone floors, filling the silent space with a quiet reverence that feels like the night's own hush lingered here the longest. A soft chorus of bees hums in the courtyard garden, their wings brushing petals of blushing roses that open wide to the morning sun, each bloom a testament to patience and peace that grows in places where time moves slowly. The minstrel moves through the great hall, fingers trailing over polished wood and ancient carvings, eyes catching the delicate motes of dust that dance in sunbeams high overhead, each tiny speck a reminder that beauty is found even in the smallest, quietest things. In the library, a scribe uncaps a bottle of ink, the scent rising sharp and familiar as she dips her quill, scratches words onto parchment with careful strokes that fill the hush with the softest rustle of paper and the steady, comforting rhythm of thought made real. Outside, the forest edge stands dappled in morning light, every leaf gleaming with dew, every blade of grass bowing under tiny droplets that sparkle like diamonds before falling in slow, silent drops to the soft earth below. A shepherd passes along the distant road, crook in hand, sheep shuffling quietly before him, their bleats hushed and gentle, their woolly backs bathed in the warm glow of a day still young and unhurried. High in the tallest tower, the castle bell finally rings, but even its voice is soft, a deep, rounded tone that rolls across fields and village rooftops like a warm wave, carrying a message of peace rather than clamor. In the kitchens, bowls of creamy porridge are ladled with slow, mindful hands, wooden spoons stirring with patient care, honey dripping in golden threads that catch the light and make even breakfast feel like a small ceremony of comfort And you, dear listener, still lie safe in this quiet world, the hush of night and the kindness of dawn, woven together around you, like the softest quilt, your breathing steady and calm, your heart slow and sweet. Let the peace of this timeless place settle deeper with every exhale, filling your chest with soft light that warms you from within, flowing gently into every thought, until your mind grows still and light. Feel the hush in every corner of your being, a soft tide that washes away worry, leaving you floating in a quiet sea of dreams spun from moonlit halls and candlelit songs that promise you are safe. Know that as you drift or as you wake, this peace is yours to keep, a secret place within you where the hush of the castle endures, waiting to welcome you back whenever you long for its gentle, timeless calm. And so rest, dear dreamer, in the soft warmth of morning light, carried on the tender hush that lingers in every stone and story of this ancient, kind-hearted place. Sleep as long as you wish. Wake only when your heart is ready. And remember always that you are cherished, safe, and forever held in the quiet, loving hush of a world made just for you. And so the castle breathes fully into the day, each stone warmed by sunlight that pours through narrow, arched windows, filling the halls with a golden glow that softens shadows and quiets the last echoes of night. The courtyard now bustles with gentle activity. Maids move between garden beds, gathering fresh herbs whose sweet scent floats on the morning breeze, mingling with the quiet coos of doves perched along the old walls. The minstrel steps softly across the courtyard, pausing by the fountain where water dances in tiny leaps, each droplet catching light like a jewel. He hums under his breath, his tune low and soothing, a continuation of the hush that has carried you from midnight dreams into the tender morning. In the kitchens, wooden spoons stir simmering stews, the quiet bubbling of broth blending with the warm crackle of the hearth fire, each sound a note in the morning soft symphony of comfort and calm. High in the towers, flags lift and sway in the gentle breeze, their faded colors brightening with each hour as the sun climbs higher, clouds drifting lazily overhead like ships crossing a wide, peaceful sea. At the forest's edge, deer emerge shyly from shadows of oak and elm, their delicate steps muffled on mossy ground, ears flicking at the lightest rustle, yet unafraid in the morning hush that blankets everything in quiet reassurance. Children in the village below begin their chores with sleepy smiles, bare feet padding softly over warm cobblestones, voices hushed with the sweetness of dawn as they feed chickens or sweep doorsteps, their laughter rising like a gentle breeze, but never breaking the spell of the lingering hush. A pair of swallows swoops low over the castle moat, their wings skimming the glassy surface, leaving ripples that spread slowly outward, each tiny wave glinting like liquid silver beneath the soft gaze of morning light. In the library, the scribe lifts her head from her work, pausing to watch a slanting beam of sun illuminate the pages of her manuscript, every letter glowing faintly, as if the words themselves were waking from their own quiet dreams. And you, dear listener, still lie nestled in your bed or chair, your breath moving like the softest tide, your thoughts floating weightless between the memory of candlelit tunnels and the warmth of a sunlit morning that promises safety and peace. Feel the hush wrap around you, each inhale drawing in the castle's quiet strength, each exhale releasing tension, until your body feels as soft and still as the dawn that has carried you gently here. Know that the hush of night and the calm of morning are yours to keep always, a quiet sanctuary inside you, ready to open whenever you need a moment of gentle, timeless peace. And so, rest a little longer if you wish, dreaming of secret passageways, moonlit halls, and the minstrel's soft lullaby, echoing like a warm breeze through the stone heart of a castle that stands strong and kind. Let the world outside wait for you, trusting that when you rise, you will carry this hush into your day a soft shield of peace, woven from night's quiet gift and dawn's tender light. For here, in the timeless calm of the castle's embrace, you're always safe, always cherished, always home. And so, as the sun climbs to its gentle mid-morning height, the hush remains a soft undercurrent flowing through the castle, woven into every echoing arch, every flutter of a sparrow's wings. As it darts across the courtyard's glowing stones, the minstrel walks slowly along the garden's edge, fingers brushing the dew-speckled petals of roses and foxglove, each touch delicate, each breath drawn deep and slow, as he hums a lullaby to the morning air, a tune that seems to shimmer in the light, like a secret carried by the breeze. In the kitchen, the cook ladles creamy porridge into clay bowls, her movements unhurried and careful, wooden spoons resting against the rim, as she scatters a handful of crushed walnuts and a drizzle of honey that glows like amber in the sun. Beyond the courtyard, bees move from lavender to thyme, their gentle hum filling the warm air with a soft music that blends with the quiet bleating of sheep in distant meadows, and the low murmur of villagers greeting one another in hushed voices that honor the calm of the morning. A pair of guards stroll the walls at an easy pace, their armor whispering as they walk, boots scuffing stone in a steady rhythm that mirrors the slow, reassuring beat of your own heart at rest. In the chapel, a single shaft of light pours through a stained glass window, spilling colors of sapphire, ruby, and emerald onto the stone floor in shifting patterns that seem to dance with every flutter of candle flame. A quiet, sacred ballet that holds the hush, like a tender prayer. At the forest's edge, a fox pauses, ears flicking at the morning breeze, nose lifted to catch the scent of warm earth and sweet grass. It moves with liquid grace, unhurried and silent, a creature perfectly at home. In the peace of the dawn, in the village square, the blacksmith steps from his forge, wiping soot from his hands, the ring of hammer on anvil yet to begin, for even he feels a hush lingering in the air, and allows himself a moment to watch the morning sun climb across the slate rooftops. And you, dear listener, still lie cocooned in the softness of this world, your breath slow and sweet, your limbs warm and heavy, your mind floating like a leaf drifting lazily along a quiet stream of dreams. Let every breath deepen your rest. Let every exhale carry away any last stirrings of worry, until you feel yourself held completely by the hush of the castle, the kindness of the dawn, and the promise that you are safe. Feel the peace of this timeless place. Settle deeper with each heartbeat, filling you with the same soft light that filters through high windows, warms old stones, and brushes a minstrel's face as he walks beneath the brightening sky. Know that the hush lives on inside you, a quiet strength you can carry into your waking hours, a soft shield against the world's noise, a gentle reminder that you are cherished, that you are never alone, that you are forever welcome in this quiet place of peace. So rest, dear dreamer, linger in the warmth of morning's hush, sleep if you wish, or rise slowly when your heart is ready, knowing the hush will always wait to cradle you once more. For here, in the hush of dawn's gentle light, you are safe, you are loved, you are home. And so, as the sun settles into its quiet arc overhead, the hush begins to blend seamlessly with the gentle stirrings of day, its soft thread weaving through the steady hum of life. In the castle and beyond, holding every moment in a blanket of warm, comforting peace. In the courtyard garden, butterflies drift lazily among open blossoms, their wings folding and unfolding like delicate fans, each beat stirring the air with a barely there whisper that carries a lingering lullaby of the morning hush. The minstrel sits upon a low stone wall, harp resting across his lap, fingers trailing over the strings in slow, silent patterns. He lets the memory of his midnight song hum softly inside him, a quiet wellspring of calm he offers to the world without a word. In the great hall, the long wooden table stands ready, sunlight dancing over polished surfaces, pewter cups reflecting tiny stars of light that shift and flicker with the movement of the breeze. Drifting in from the open courtyard doors. Near the castle gates, ivy climbs and sways. Along old stones warmed by hours of gentle sun, its leaves rustling in a rhythm that matches the easy, sleepy pace of villagers passing by with baskets of herbs, each footstep soft and measured. On the tower stairs, shadows pool in the curves of ancient steps, their coolness a reminder of the night's lingering hush, even as light pours down through narrow windows to paint bright, playful shapes. On the worn stone below, in the chapel, candles flickered gently in their sconces, flames dancing but never rushing, their steady glow brightening the stained glass that throws pools of color across quiet pews, a rainbow of peace that moves slowly with the changing light. Down by the stable, horses doze on their feet, tails swishing lazily as they breathe in the sweet scent of hay, ears flicking only to the softest sounds, the shuffle of straw, the sigh of a stable boy pausing to watch a swallow dart above the thatched roof. Beyond the castle walls, the meadow rolls in waves of tall grasses moving like silk under the breeze, blades swaying together in soft chorus that sings of stillness, and the tender hush of earth waking gently to the day. And you, dear listener, still lie wrapped in your own pocket of quiet, your breathing deep and easy, your body loose and heavy, your mind adrift in warm, comforting darkness, or light, whichever your dreams choose. Let the hush carry you even deeper now, into the soft spaces between thoughts, where every worry melts, and every breath becomes a lullaby, woven from moonlit halls, sunlit courtyards, and the softest rustle of banners, high in the morning breeze. Feel yourself floating in this gentle world, a safe haven where time slows, where peace is not a fleeting gift, but a steady presence that enfolds you with quiet love. And know always that the hush you feel now is not only of this place, but of your own kind heart, that you carry the power to return here whenever you close your eyes and breathe softly, remembering the castle's timeless calm. Rest as long as you wish. Dream sweetly of secret passages and kind voices, and wake only when you feel the world is ready to meet the quiet strength you have found here. For you are safe, you are cherished, and you are forever welcome in this hush that lives beyond dawn, woven through every moment of day and night alike. And so, as the castle settles into the easy rhythm of late morning, the hush remains like a gentle undertow, moving through the hum of quiet conversations, the soft ring of distant bells, the rustle of leaves overhead. As a breeze slips through the courtyard's ancient oak, the minstrel rises from his seat on the garden wall, brushing dew from his cloak, pausing to lift his face toward the sky, where pale clouds drift slowly past. He smiles, knowing the hush of night still lingers in the spaces between each note of birdsong. In the kitchen, the cook hums an old tune as she slices warm, crusty bread, each piece falling with a soft thud onto a wooden board, the scent filling every corner, with the kind of comfort that invites hearts to rest. Beyond the castle gates, carts move along the sunlit road, their wheels turning with a quiet creak, horses snorting gently as they pull bundles of herbs and baskets of apples. Collected in the morning's golden light, voices rise and fall in warm, hushed greetings that ripple through the air like a soft melody. On the western battlements, guards lean on the stone parapet, eyes sweeping the distant hills drowsy under the summer sun, their armor catching stray beams of light that flash like tiny stars before settling back into the easy stillness of the day. In the chapel, a shaft of light drifts slowly across the mosaic floor, the colors shifting with every cloud that moves across the sky outside, time measured not in minutes or hours, but in the patient dance of shadows and the gentle glow of candles. In the meadows beyond, a heron lifts in the shallows of a quiet stream, wings beating in slow, measured strokes, the hush of the morning following it skyward, its graceful flight mirrored in the calm ripples below. At the edge of the forest, wildflowers nod in the soft breeze, petals trembling in pale blues and yellows, each tiny bloom a delicate reminder that even in the quietest places, life stirs gently and beautifully. And you, dear listener, still lie nestled in the hush. Your breath is soft and deep as the shadows that linger beneath ancient arches. Your heart slow and sweet, your thoughts drifting like dandelion seeds. Through the golden light of dreams, feel the peace of this world settling further into you, each breath drawing the hush deeper into your chest, each exhale releasing any last remnants of restlessness, until you feel weightless and safe. In a quiet older than time, know that the hush is yours always, not only a gift of moonlit tunnels and secret gardens, but a part of your own spirit, a quiet strength waiting to rise. Whenever you need stillness in a noisy world, rest here as long as you wish. Let the gentle currents of this timeless place rock you softly between the warm arms of dawn and the cool sigh of night, dreaming of hidden stairways, kind voices, and the comforting glow of candlelight dancing across stone walls. And when you choose to wake, know that the hush will remain within you, a quiet promise carried like a secret gem in the palm of your heart, ready to soothe you whenever you long for its tender peace. For you are safe, you are loved, and you are forever welcome in the hush that lives in these ancient halls, where every breath and heartbeat echoes with kindness and calm. And so, as the castle's day drifts onward in the gentle warmth of noon, the hush still winds its soft thread through every courtyard and corridor, carrying the calm of moonlit hours into each sunlit moment, with a quiet grace only time can weave. In the great hall, tapestries ripple ever so slightly, as a breeze stirs through arched doorways, threads of gold and emerald glinting softly, as they catch the shifting light, each scene stitched into the fabric whispering stories of nights filled with gentle songs and secret paths. The minstrel wanders now to the stables, pausing to rest his hand on the broad flank of a dappled mare, her slow, rhythmic breaths rising like warm waves. In the hush of the cool, shaded stall, he hums a single soft note, and the horse flicks her ears in sleepy approval. In the kitchens, herbs hang drying from wooden beams, lavender, rosemary, and thyme perfuming the air with their soothing, earthy fragrance, each bundle swaying slightly, as if nodding in agreement with the hush that still lives in these rooms. Beyond the walls, a mill will turns lazily. In a clear, sunlit stream, the water's quiet chatter blending with the soft groan of wood and stone, each rotation a patient reminder that peace can be found in the steady circles of simple things. In the library, a kitten curls on a windowsill, warmed by afternoon light, tiny paws tucked beneath its chin, breath rising and falling in soft sighs as it dreams among the drifting dust motes. And the hush that settles thick and sweet between the tall shelves of old books. Up along the battlements, the air smells of sun-warmed stone, a subtle scent that wraps around the guards as they pace in slow, relaxed steps, their eyes lingering on the distant horizon, where clouds gather like soft mountains. Over meadows quiet and green, in the gardens, bees work with drowsy determination, among nodding poppies and open daisies. Their hum low and comforting, a reminder of the patient, purposeful life that thrives beneath the hush of midday's gentle light. And you, dear listener, still lie nestled in the cocoon of this quiet world, your breathing even and slow, your heart steady and light, your mind drifting like a boat on calm waters, under a sky soft with the memory of the night's comforting darkness. Let the hush carry you deeper now. Let it gather around your shoulders like the softest cloak. Let each breath pull you further into the warmth and stillness that asks nothing of you but to rest and dream. Feel the weight of the hush settle through your limbs, each finger and toe sinking into sweet relaxation, your thoughts floating free, unburdened by hurry or worry, cradled by the kindness of this timeless place. Know that when you open your eyes, you will carry the hush within you, a secret pool of calm that can never be taken away. A quiet promise from the castle, the minstrel, and the moonlit halls that held you through the night. Rest as long as your heart desires. Wake only when your spirit feels ready. And know always that you are safe, you are cherished, and you are forever welcome in the gentle hush of this world that loves you well. And so, as the castle shadows stretch softly across sunlit stones, the hush moves with them. A cool, calming breeze that drifts through warm air, bringing with it the quiet memory of night's gentle watch and dawn's slow unfolding light. In the courtyard, the fountain's droplets catch the lengthening rays, scattering small rainbows that dance across the worn flagstones, each sparkle a tiny reminder that beauty often hides in the quietest places. The minstrel pauses beneath the old oak, fingers brushing the bark worn smooth by centuries of stories and seasons, his eyes lifted to branches swaying softly overhead, where dappled light plays on leaves, and shadows shift with the breeze like whispered secrets. In the kitchen, bread cools on wooden racks, crusts cracking gently as they release warmth into the air. The scent of yeast and flour wraps around the room, like a tender embrace, filling each heart with the hush of home. A maid opens a window in the library, letting in a soft breath of summer air that stirs the edges of parchment pages, each rustle a quiet sigh that blends with the hush still lingering. Between tall, ancient shelves, down by the stables, chickens scratch idly in warm dust, their soft clucks rising in slow, sleepy rhythm as they move beneath the shade of a low stone wall, feathers gleaming like polished bronze. In the gentle afternoon light, beyond the village, the river flows with lazy grace, water slipping over stones in a muted song that mingles with the soft rustle of reeds and the occasional distant call of a lark, sailing high in the pale blue sky. In the orchard near the castle walls, apple branches bend beneath ripening fruit, their leaves shimmering with every breeze that carries the cool hush of the forest's edge into the sunlit grove. And you, dear listener, still lie wrapped in the hush that has carried you from starlit night through golden morning and into the drowsy peace of afternoon, your breath deep and sweet, your heart warm and slow, your thoughts drifting like leaves on a quiet pond. Feel the hush gather around you like soft twilight. Let it seep into every muscle until your whole body feels loose and light, your mind floating far from noise and worry, held safe in the kind, patient arms of this timeless place. Know that you are welcome to rest here as long as you wish, that the hush will wait for you always, ready to gather you back into its calm embrace whenever you close your eyes and breathe deeply of the gentle peace that lives beyond dawn and dusk alike. And when you choose to wake, do so slowly and sweetly, knowing the hush will rise with you, moving with every step you take through a world that now holds the quiet promise of moonlit halls and sunlit courtyards. For you are safe, you are cherished, and you are forever held in the soft, enduring hush of a world that whispers love. In every breath of dawn, every rustle of leaves, and every note of the minstrel's song. And so, as afternoon ripens into the mellow light of early evening, the hush stretches further across the land, settling gently over fields washed in amber glow, over quiet streams that catch the fading sun and scatter its warmth in sparkling ripples. In the castle courtyard, long shadows drift across cobblestones, the old oak's branches swaying like soft arms, cradling every soul who passes beneath. The hush here deepens, thick and sweet like honey, carrying a promise that night will return with the same gentle care as morning's first light. The minstrel walks slowly along the inner walls, harp nestled against his side, his eyes tracing the length of the horizon, where day's last light meets the deepening blue of evening sky. He hums softly, voice low and rich, each note floating like drifting petals through the calm air. In the kitchens, the day's last loaves cool on the hearth, steam curling in lazy spirals that catch the amber sun, filtering through narrow windows. The quiet clink of pottery and the muffled steps of cooks move with the hush, as if time itself has slowed, to savor these warm, peaceful moments. Beyond the castle gates, villagers gather their children, leading them home through meadows, where fireflies have begun to flicker. In the growing dusk, tiny lights winking like stars fall into earth, to join the hush in guiding each footstep gently home. Along the battlements, guards exchange hushed words, their voices softer now, their eyes lingering on the stars pricking the darkening sky, each bright point a quiet reminder that the hush stretches beyond walls and fields, into the endless, comforting night above. In the chapel, candles are lit one by one, each small flame a heartbeat of light that pools and sways in silence. The hush deepens here, wrapping stone and wood alike, in a tender quiet that feels older than time. Near the forest's edge, owls stir in leafy shadows, round eyes blinking slowly in the soft twilight, their wings rustling in the hush, as they take silent flight, between tree trunks silvered by moonrise. And you, dear listener, still lie wrapped in this gathering quiet, your breathing slow and steady, your body loose and warm, your thoughts drifting soft as feathers. Through the deepening peace of evening, feel the hush settle even more deeply around you, soothing every corner of your mind, gathering every worry in its gentle hands, until only stillness remains, a soft cradle of calm holding you safe and sweet. Let each breath carry you further into rest. Let every exhale release you from the day's weight, until you are floating in the kind darkness, where dreams unfurl like velvet petals, and the world feels quiet, and your heart feels light. Know that the hush will follow you through the night, moving with every turn beneath your blanket, watching over you with the soft patience of moonlight spilling across old stones, of leaves whispering in midnight breezes. And when you wake, open your eyes slowly, knowing the hush will rise with you, a secret source of strength, woven into your breath and bones, ready to soothe you whenever you call upon it. For you are safe, you are cherished, and you are forever welcome in the quiet heart of this castle, where the hush of night and the peace of dawn are gifts you carry always. And so, as the first stars claim the darkening sky, the hush grows deeper still, settling like a soft blanket over rooftops and gardens, curling into every corner of the castle, holding each stone and archway in a tender, timeless embrace. In the courtyard, the fountain's music slows to a quiet murmur, moonlight dancing on each droplet as it falls in silvery arcs. Its song is now a lullaby, blending with the hush, to soothe even the smallest creature, nestled in the castle's folds. The minstrel takes a seat by the fountain's edge, harp resting in his lap as he lets his fingers drift over the strings in slow, gentle motions. Soft notes rise into the night air, each one a shimmering thread, weaving the hush into a tapestry of dreams. In the kitchens, lanterns flicker with warm, golden light, casting shadows that sway lazily across wooden tables piled with baskets of fruit, and loaves of bread cool from the day's last baking. The air is filled with a hush of evening routines, of hands moving unhurriedly through the quiet. In the village beyond, candles glow in cottage windows, each soft flame a beacon of peace, drawing families together in small circles of shared stories and gentle laughter that drifts into the night like floating petals. On the ramparts, guards stand quietly, gazing up at constellations beginning to glitter overhead, the hush surrounding them like an old friend, as they breathe in the scent of evening grass and listen to the soft rustle of owls gliding through the dark. In the chapel, the last candles burn low, their wax pooling slowly, as shadows stretch long across the polished floor. The hush here is deeper than words, a sacred quiet that settles into the heart like a mother's goodnight kiss. By the forest's edge, a fox slips through moonlit underbrush, paws silent on fallen leaves, eyes glinting with quiet curiosity as it moves through the hush that blankets every tree and stone in a peaceful, silvered calm. And you, dear listener, Still lie embraced by this night's hush. Your breath is soft and slow. As the clouds drifting high above, your thoughts light and free, floating on the warm, dark tide of a world wrapped in gentle quiet. Let the hush guide you deeper still, each inhale drawing in the night's cool peace, each exhale letting go of any lingering care, until your whole self feels buoyed by the comforting darkness that asks nothing of you but to rest. Feel the hush cradle your dreams, carrying them like delicate lanterns, through moonlit halls and secret tunnels, over rooftops silvered with starlight, into a quiet that promises safety and kindness. Know that you are never alone in this hush, that it lives in the wind whispering through ivy, in the soft hoot of a distant owl, in the gentle hush of hearts that have loved and watched over this place for generations beyond counting. So sleep sweetly, dear dreamer, knowing that the hush will hold you through every hour of the night. That dawn will come with the same soft promise of peace and gentle light to guide you into the morning. For you are safe, you are cherished, and you are forever welcome in the tender hush of this castle, where time slows, where love endures, and where the quiet wraps around you like a lullaby of moonlight and stars. And so, as midnight settles its velvet cloak over the castle's towers and turrets, the hush grows even deeper, a soft, silvery tide that flows through every archway and seeps into the very stones that have watched over countless quiet nights. In the courtyard, moonlight pools across cobblestones, each smooth surface reflecting a gentle glow that seems to breathe with the night itself. The fountain song has softened to a faint trickle, a lullaby for the ivy that climbs the ancient walls, and for the shadows that sway like slow dancers. The minstrel's harp rests silent now, strings catching the starlight, his last note still echoing softly. Between the high arches of the sleeping castle, he leans back against the cool stone, eyes half closed, breathing in the hush as if it were a lullaby made just for him. In the kitchens, the fire has burned down to warm embers, casting a soft red glow across clay jars and wooden bowls, their familiar shapes hushed and still. A single candle flickers on the hearth, its flame bending slightly with each quiet sigh of a night air slipping in through cracked shutters. Above, in high towers, banners hang unmoving in the calm, their colors dulled to muted shades by moonlight, yet they stand as silent sentinels to the hush that rules this hour. A quiet, so complete it feels sacred. Beyond the castle, the forest holds its breath, trees rising tall and patient, under a sky scattered with stars that shimmer like tiny lanterns, guiding every creature into the safety of darkness. Deer does in clearings bathe in silver light, their ears twitching only at the softest rustle of leaves moving high overhead, their hearts slow and sure, in the hush of a world holding them gently. In the village, all windows are dark now, roofs nestled under a blanket of moonlit quiet, streets empty except for the occasional soft step of a cat winding its way along low stone walls, pausing to gaze up at the endless stars, with eyes full of ancient, knowing calm. And you, dear listener, still lie safe in this perfect hush, your breathing as soft and even as the night's gentle pulse, your body heavy and warm, beneath the weight of dreams woven from moonlight and music. Feel the hush seep deeper into your bones. Let it melt away the last threads of wakefulness, each breath sinking you further into a peace, older than the castle stones, a quiet deeper than midnight skies. Let yourself drift on the hush, carried gently through shadowed halls, and along moonlit paths, over rooftops kissed by starlight, into the secret places, where dreams are tender and kind. Know that the hush will stay with you through every hour of the night, watching over you with the patience of the stars, holding you in warmth and safety, until dawn's first soft light peeks over distant hills, to greet you with gentle, golden hands. And when you wake, rise slowly, sweetly, knowing that you carry the hush within you, a quiet place of peace that will never fade, no matter how busy the world beyond your door becomes. For you are safe, you are loved, and you are forever welcome in the hush of this castle's night, where time slows to the heartbeat of moonlit hours, where dreams drift like soft clouds, and where your heart can rest in the arms of endless quiet. And so, as the deepest hours of night stretch on in velvet silence, the hush settles into every corner of the castle, thick and sweet as the scent of evening jasmine that climbs along stone walls, its tiny blossoms glowing pale under the patient gaze of the moon. In the courtyard, shadows weave and shift with the slow dance of leaves overhead, branches whispering in voices only the hush can hear, each sigh of the wind carrying a promise. That morning will come softly, with light as kind as the night is gentle. The minstrel dreams beneath the ancient oak, a soft blanket tucked around his shoulders, breath rising and falling in peaceful rhythm. His harp rests beside him, strings quiet now, yet still resonating with the night's lullaby that sings from the stars. In the castle's highest tower, a single window glows faintly, with the flicker of a dying candle, its warm light spilling across stone floors, where dust motes drift in slow spirals, moving as if time itself has paused, to honor the hush that holds the world in gentle stillness. Down in the stables, horses shift quietly in their stalls, tails flicking only now and then, hooves soft against straw. The hush wraps them in dreams of sunlit fields and cool streams, their hearts slowing to the unhurried beat of midnight peace. In the chapel, moonlight streams through high windows, casting long, silver bars across empty pews, and the smooth stone of the altar, candles are burned down to tiny flames, each one dancing in a breeze so light it barely stirs the hush. Beyond the castle walls, the meadow shimmers with dew, each blade of grass crowned in tiny diamonds that catch the stars' cold light, reflecting a quiet beauty, known only to those who pause to listen. To the hush of the world asleep, the forest stands dark and still, trees rising like silent watchmen. Beneath the infinite sprawl of constellations, an owl calls once from a hidden branch, its voice low and soft, carried far on the hush that blankets every leaf. And you, dear listener, still lie cradled in this timeless quiet, your breath so slow and light that it feels as if you become one with the hush itself, your body weightless, your mind adrift in a sea of soft, warm dark. Let the hush wrap more closely around you now, a gentle cocoon that shields you from worry, from the pull of the waking world, holding you in the perfect peace of a night made just for rest and dreaming. Feel every muscle loosen further, each breath sink deeper, as you drift among dreams of secret tunnels, lit by flickering candlelight, of moonlit courtyards hushed and waiting, of songs whispered in the stillness that promise you are safe. Know that here, in this place where the hush reigns, nothing can hurry you, nothing can harm you, and every heartbeat is welcomed by the soft, patient silence that has watched over countless nights before this one. And when dawn's first light finally begins to soften the edges of the sky, know that you will wake gently, carrying the hush within you, a secret well of calm that will keep you warm and safe in all the days and nights to come. For you are safe, you are cherished, and you are forever held in the quiet arms of this castle's night, where the hush is a lullaby, the moonlight a blanket, and your dreams as soft and endless as the sky above. And so, as the hush holds the castle in perfect stillness, the stars will slowly overhead, their quiet procession mirrored in the calm breaths of every sleeping soul, within stone walls warmed by centuries of moonlit peace. In the courtyard, night creatures stir softly. A hedgehog rustles through fallen leaves, its tiny feet brushing the earth in near silent steps, while bats flit overhead in quick, soundless arcs, their wings slicing the hush with movements so gentle they leave the night undisturbed. The minstrel sighs in his dreams, his lips curling in a faint smile, as visions of secret corridors and candlelit halls drift across his mind. each step in those hidden paths guided by the same hush that wraps his slumbering form in warmth. In the kitchens, embers glow like sleeping fireflies beneath the hearthstones, casting just enough light to paint soft, flickering shapes. On the wooden beams above, a cat stretches along the warm floor, purring softly as it settles into its own midnight dreams. On the ramparts, guards stand in quiet reverie, their watch a ceremony of patience, their eyes tracing the sweep of constellations over hills cloaked in shadow. The hush stretches beyond the castle walls, a tide of peace that washes the village, the forests, and every distant meadow, sleeping under stars. In the chapel, the hush is so complete that even the faint tick of a distant clock seems like a heartbeat. Candles burn low in brass sconces, their flames steady. Each flicker a slow, sacred dance that holds the hush like a silent hymn. Beyond the castle, the forest breathes deeply, leaves shimmering silver in moonlight as branches sway with the night's soft sighs. Creatures in burrows and nests rest easy, their tiny hearts lulled by the hush that has settled over root and canopy alike. The river glides past the village, its dark waters carrying moonlight in rippling reflections that stretch like ribbons. Through fields blanketed in fog, the quiet rush of its current, blending with the hush, to sing the world to sleep. And you, dear listener, still lie wrapped in this perfect night, your breath a slow, sweet tide, rising and falling with the hush, your heart beating in time, with the soft rhythms of moonlit dreams. Let the hush carry you deeper still, each inhale drawing you further from the day's cares, each exhale releasing every last weight, until your mind floats free, through corridors lit by silver beams, and courtyards hushed by starlight. Feel yourself drifting, weightless and warm, held in the same peace that settles over sleeping owls and quiet meadows, a peace that promises you are never alone, that you are always safe, beneath the watchful gaze of stars. And when the first light of dawn touches the sky, with the palest brush of rose and gold, let it find you calm and rested, your dreams still wrapped in the hush that has held you tenderly through every hour of night. Know always that the hush lives within you, a quiet sanctuary you can return to with each breath, each soft heartbeat, each moment you choose to pause. And remember the castle's timeless peace. For you are safe, you are loved, and you are forever welcome. In this hush that flows like moonlight through every stone, every shadow, every secret path of the world that watches over your sleep. And so, as the hush holds steady in the final stretch of night, the castle breathes in perfect unison with the world beyond, its towers rising black against the sky, now tinged with the faintest hints of dawn, stars beginning to fade, as the hush lingers, soft as the last dream before waking. In the courtyard, the first bird of morning stirs, rustling wings against the hush, its quiet call breaking the night's perfect silence, not with harshness, but with a gentle promise that the light is near. The minstrel shifts in his sleep, head nestled against his cloak, dreams still carrying him along secret tunnels, lit by flickering lanterns, his heart at ease, in the hush that cradles every breath. In the kitchens, the embers are little more than glowing pearls now, each tiny coal a heartbeat of warmth. Beneath the hearth, soon the cook will arrive to stir the fires back to life. But for now the hush reigns, unbroken and complete. On the ramparts, guards lean against cool stone, eyes soft with sleepiness, as they watch the sky lightened by degrees, each pale band of color, washing over the hush, without disturbing its tender quiet. In the village, cottage roofs begin to glisten with dew, chimneys still and silent, windows dark as families sleep on. In the hush of these last hours, before dawn sweeps the world into gentle motion again, along the forest's edge, foxes slip back to their dens, paws light on mossy ground, eyes bright but unhurried, their small bodies moving like shadows, through the hush that still drapes each tree and fern. Above, the moon hangs low and pale, a quiet guardian that watches the hush hold its final moments, its soft light brushing the castle's highest turrets in a silver farewell before the sun's first light begins its slow climb. And you, dear listener, still lie wrapped in this perfect peace, breathing slowly, thoughts drifting somewhere between sleep and waking, your body warm and loose. Beneath the hush that has carried you so sweetly through the night, feel this hush settle deeper still, a part of you now, woven into your breath, your dreams, your quiet strength. Let it move with you, soft and patient. As you begin to stir toward the dawn, know that as the first birds begin their morning songs, the hush does not disappear, but folds itself into your heart, a quiet you can return to whenever you long for peace, whenever the world feels too loud. And when you open your eyes, let the hush rise with you, coloring your day with a softness that makes room for wonder, for kindness, for calm even among the busiest hours. For you are safe, you are cherished, and you are forever held by the hush that flows from moonlit tunnels and starlit halls, from quiet courtyards and warm kitchens, from every shadow and every soft note of song in the castle's timeless night. And even as dawn brings new light, know that the hush will remain, waiting for you at day's end, ready to cradle you again in a world of soft dreams and tender quiet. Rest, dear dreamer, or wake sweetly, knowing the hush will follow you wherever you go.